In this video, we will understand how image automation works in Flux CD. So by just looking at this complete diagram, it looks a bit complex here, but I'll please don't focus over here as of now. Will go through step by step. So whenever a developer commits the code in Git repository, we know that it triggers CI/CD pipeline. So this CI/CD pipeline will build the code, test, and it will do all the necessary things it has to do, and finally it will push the respective Docker images to the container registry. Let us say in our case it is Nginx application, that is we were working on from long time, and let's say its version is 1.0.0. and and when we were discussing in the GitOps approach in our first video, we saw that in GitOps, once it is done, this pipeline update the image to our source of truth repository. This is like how basically it works. So once the updation is done, our Flux agent pull that latest image and update to our environment. So it is coming from here to here and then here, right? This is the basic flow. But let's say if we want to update our environment as soon as the update happens over here, so we don't want to push it, we don't want to follow this path, we don't want our CI/CD system to update our source of truth repository whenever it pushes a new version of the image. We want to make it happen automatically. If you want to do that, that is where the image automation feature can help us in this case. So how it works in Flux CD. In Flux CD, so we have this image automation option. So how it works is, let's say when we were setting up Flux CD in our earlier videos, we saw that okay, I'm going to delete this. So when we bootstrapped our environment, when we did the setup of Flux CD, it has installed these set of controllers, right? The default controllers. So to work with image automation, we need to install image automation related controllers in our Flux CD system. So here we need to install these two controllers. One is the image reflector controller, one other is image automation controller. So once we install these controllers, we'll see how what each controller works, how it works. In image reflector controller, what it does is we need to define two things for image reflector controller to work. One is we need to tell image reflector controller that you need to track this container registry. So we need to define the image registry, okay, and then so once we define the image registry, what happens is in our image registry we might be having many versions of this image, right? Let us say we can have patch version, minor version, major version of this particular image. So So now we need to tell this image reflector to to filter from the list of image versions it has got here. So that is where the image policy comes. In image policy we define the semantic version. Example, here I mentioned 1.0.x. It means from the list of image tags which this image repository gets, filter the images which came for the uh, patched one, like which are of patched type. So it will get the latest image which is like meant for patching. So it satisfies these two conditions, and then now this image automation controller takes care of it. It will keep on monitoring this one, and once it finds any changes, then what it does is it will update back to the Git repository. So initially this CI/CD pipeline was doing that change, right? Let us say this is our deployment file, and if this we are referring that image over here, if it builds new image and pushes to repository, then this CI/CD pipeline generally updates this manifest file. But now this image automation controller, once it finds these changes in the image based on these conditions, then this controller will update this manifest file. So how does it update? So it updates based on this specification that we have to do. So in here we defined a comment saying that image policy, which will be in like Flux system, the policy name, so Nginx policy. So this image automation controller scans through the list of manifest files, and wherever it wherever these condition gets satisfied or let's say match, then it will update the version of the image in this manifest file. Okay, so once this controller updates the source of truth repository, then our GitOps agent will pull those latest changes and apply it to the Kubernetes environment. So in this case we do not need to update through CI/CD pipelines. So it happens automatically in this fashion. So if you see here in the image automation section, it says it will scan the container registry and fetches the image tags, and it will select the latest tag based on the defined policy, that is sem version, call version, and regex, right? So it will scan for the registry, that is first step, and it will filter based on the policies, the second step, and replace the tag in the Kubernetes manifest file, and check out a branch, commit and push the changes to the Git remote repository. So this controller, the third step, it will do the changes in the manifest file and push those changes to this GitHub repository, and then in the final step apply these changes to our Kubernetes environment. That will be done by our Flux agent, right? So it might look bit complex here, but try maybe once we start doing hands-on on this one, this will be very easy, I hope. uh, so I'll keep it up to here. Thank you for your time. See you in next video.